Let's have a look what this man's doing on TikTok. Oh, he's gone in. He's in the videos now. Look, he's in the videos. Oh my god, churning it out. Occasionally paying for the views, maybe, but churning it out, not getting very many views really. Churning it out. Let's see him in the thing.
No one's prepared to say they saw Nick at a bully.
Is he quiet?
Are they?
Why is he wearing that jacket? What the fuck is that jacket? It's like a BDSM Adidas jacket. He looks like a savage.
The people I suspect, none of them are prepared to say they saw Nick at a bully. The same way the Tapas 7 for the McCanns.
There's a few of them in the little comments though. 17 of them in the comments. I hope he's not picking up new people from here.
All checked on.
He looks fucking weird in his jacket.
Poor Madeline's room.
What this is he's doing TikTok lives and we're missing them. Like, I'm not committed to, follow TikTok quick enough, but sharp enough, but, I hope out there would be a detractor that would be. But he's doing TikTok lives and then he's clipping them. So we missed that. He's done a TikTok live to try and get people to go and watch Rumble.
To check she was okay. Religion or certain faith, a certain colour of people being found up in the Midlands, in almost every town up north, of young girls being groomed and what they did to them. And you think, well, the police must know, right? So
what is this rubbish? How can that feed through to your Rumble? Oh look, it's different now. Look, when you look at it. Looks different now on my desktop. It doesn't feed through to your Rumble. The last Rumble. Naughty. 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 Just set this up. Naughty. Naughty. He's wearing this jacket. Look, this isn't acceptable to me by any stretch of the imagination. I don't think Alan should be wearing this jacket anywhere ever. This is not acceptable. The jacket looks like something out of the Pet Shop Boys. And he's not one of the Pet Shop Boys. He's a very naughty boy. So stop moving that. Come on, Hobbs, what are you messing with me for? Look at him in that jacket. Look at this jacket. This jacket isn't right. Look at it. It's like a flat plastique. Where's he got that from? What's going on? Look at that face. Any bets on how long it takes before he speaks?
Hello, hello.
That was 19 seconds.
It's me.
It's always you, you Burke. This is your show.
It's me again. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Maybe it is. Oh, I'm sure detective.
I shouldn't think it would be.
I'm not depressed.
No. Got over that quick then.
I'm depressed. Ugh.
I'm not intending to cause him depression, alarm, nor distress. This is just a comedic reaction to something he's put on the internet. I hope he doesn't watch it.
Bullying. Former England striker Emi Oroku admitted the abuse he suffered as a result of Joe Barton's social media posts have left her fearing for his safety and frightened to leave home.
Do you know about Ania Luco and the bullying she got? Like some of the racist abuse she got and stuff? Like, you're a bit of the wrong side of that sort of fence, Alan, aren't you, with your rant against immigrants and send them back rhetoric? Anyway, what's this got to do with it?
Barton compared her and fellow TV pundit Lucy Ward to a serial killer, Rose and Fred West. I've had that. I've had a certain...
I've had that. He's back to this shit. He's literally back to this shit. It just never stops, does it? Ania Luco, England footballer, made some comments on a football match. The pundits, you know, she's a pundit. Some of the people that watch the football matches and the pundits don't like her as much. They're like, oh, she's got to die. Like, they're really harsh on her. And also, I think she gets racist abuse. And Alan is in no way getting anywhere near the same amount of vitriol that Ania Luco has received. Like, he's in no way in the same position as poor old Ania Luco. And he loves it. Anything he can, it's the narcissist thing, you know, like, oh, that's bad for her. Right, it's bad for me. I'm having it, mine. I've had that. It's the most pathetic nonsense you've heard in a long time. Dressed up in his... What the fuck is that jacket? Oh, I didn't think I was going to have much energy tonight for doing anything. And then I just popped this on. And it's just like out of the blue. It's just like, what's this? Chicago Bulls defeated. Wearing his plastic bag of an Adidas jacket. He looks like the bouncer from a sex club. Black room, black walls, black bed. Ania Luco has received hideous racial and like just worse than even like not even on a, I say worse than, but like not even on a racial basis, just like horrible abuse. You've had that. You've had that. Don't think you have. You're not a woman. You're not black. You're not an England footballer. You weren't on the telly talking about football. You haven't had the worst kind of horrible threats and horror. Like, you and Ania Luco are not in the same league. Never have been, never will be. Sad old Alan Vinicum. Oh, Alan. Wanky Vinicum. Oh, Alan. Wanky Vinicum. Oh, wanky. Wanky Vinicum. Come on, Alan. You're a dickhead.
Creator, liken me to a P and a Britain's most famous PS.
Is that what they did to Ania Luco? Is there likened her to Britain's most famous PS? Is that what happened to Ania Luco? What's a PS? What's even happening?
Rose and Fred West. Barton social media posts have let her fearing for her safety and frightened to leave home. Barton compared her and fellow TV pundit Lucy Ward to a serial killer, Rose and Fred West. I've had that.
You've had that. You've been
I've
compared
had a certain creator.
Right. You've been compared to Rose and Fred West or a serial killer. I get it now. Yeah, we think you might be the Bristol Pusher. Like, you're not as sophisticated as Fred West, and you don't have a woman that stays at your house like he did. But you could be pushing people in the river, as gruesome and horrible as it is to laugh at.
Liken me to a P and a Britain's most famous.
It's not that we liken you to a P. We're worried that you might actually be one because you were on Smule singing with those kids. People are scared about it. Oh, this is not intended to cause an alarm of distress. It's entertainment. I'm having a bit of a laugh, so calm down.
PS.
PS.
Well, I've had that.
You've had that. You big P. In your
It's
S.
been likened to dictators like Stalin. I've been likened to every evil person under the sun. She's getting what I had.
And
it's really important to say that online abuse has a direct impact on your safety and how you feel and your mental health. Amen.
I mean, it's different for any Aluko. They're sending her fucking DMs and messages on her Twitter and like emails and things to, they're going extra, they're going on top. What we're doing here, Alan, is we're having a laugh on a channel that you don't even have to watch. It's pathetic. You're pathetic, Alan. You're pathetic.
I don't feel so alone now.
No, it's you and any Aluko.
I take it you can see me, right? I'm not talking to myself, am I?
Usually, Alan, you are these days, because the only people who are listening are the people who are so brutally under your regime, Mr. Starling, that they have to stucky up to you, or maybe you've got something on them behind the scenes, like, I don't know. But really, there's not many people there, so it's unlikely that there will be anyone listening to you. And if there are, they're not worth like talking to, are they? Really? You could do this in a Zoom call, or just pester them over Facebook for $100 a week. Whatever the money is.
You can see me?
Yeah, Stockholm Syndrome.
Just check.
You can see me and hear me, just check. I'm going to check. Check the super chats work again, Alan.
Okay, so I want you to hear what she says, and maybe then some of you might understand a little bit of what I've had to go through with a certain...
How are we going to understand what you've had to go through by watching any Aluko? How is that going to tie up? And I've just got YouTube Premium. You haven't got YouTube Premium now. Look, you're just on YouTube signed out, sign in. Not even on an account now. What happened? It's painful.
Family in a damn America that's driving me up the wall.
Painful slow. Oh, that damn American family that driving you up the wall. Oh, the irony.
And I'm human, right?
Yeah. But unfortunately, Eni Aluko, you're being broadcast at like 180p and you're going to be stuttering and stopping because Alan's internet. Sorry about that, Eni Aluko. I do like Eni Aluko. When she used to play football, I used to watch her on the tellis. And I used to think that Eni Aluko, she's my sort of player. I like the smaller, more skillful, maybe even a winger. I used to love Karen Carney. Karen Carney was awesome. And a blue nose, wasn't she? Anyway, look, that's me getting on about football. Let's get on about Eni Aluko and how Alan and Eni Aluko are one and the same and have the same problems.
I'm more than happy to admit that I've been scared this week. I've genuinely been scared this week. I didn't leave my house until Friday, and I would. Because it's really important to say that online abuse has a direct impact on your safety and how you feel, how safe you feel in real life. I felt under threat this week. I felt like something was going to happen to me.
Of course you did. They literally threatened her. They literally threatened her. All these nutters on the internet because they didn't like what she was saying about the football or some shit.
And I don't say that for anyone to feel sorry for me. I say that for people to understand the reality and the impact.
I feel really bad for Eni Aluko. I don't feel bad for Alan.
That hate speech.
Alan, you can't hijack Eni Aluko's pain and utilise it as your own shield.
Has. The impact that racism has. The impact that sexism and misogyny has. They're creating a culture where...
Alan, you're a sexist and a misogynist.
People don't want to go to work.
She's talking about people like you dickhead.
People don't want to leave.
You did all those things on the internet about send them back and all the Arabs are going to do the bad things to the women and like, you're making life worse.
Their house. People feel under threat.
How did you not leave the house? Where did you get that jacket from? You should feel under threat because of that jacket. This is not a threat. I'm not trying to cause Alan an alarm of distress, but if people see him walking down the road in that jacket, they'd assume he's off to some BDSM gimp club. They'll want to know where the gimps asleep at. Like, you shouldn't wear that jacket in public, mate. People will wonder.
Obviously, there's huge impact on...
Not kink shaming.
Mental health as well.
Alan shaming.
My fear, actually, is that the next time this happens, if we don't really put a stop to this, is that girl or that woman kill herself.
Is he all right with his jaw?
And
His
goes,
jaw's...
"I'm not good
Listen,
enough."
his jaw is really going tonight. Has he had cocaine tonight? Because his jaw is really going.
I'm not worthy. my dream is done. And she takes her own life. At what point are we going to understand that this needs to stop?
I mean, it's a bit. I tell you what, it's a bit. The one thing I would say about this, I'm not jumping into the Eni Aluko debate. I mean, I don't know fucking that much about it, but what I do think is a bit weird is like she feels bad. I get it, but like then you bring out other people who have ended themselves and be like, they've ended themselves, so I'm using them as my shield. You should stop. Like, it's all getting a bit icky. Eni Aluko there declaring that like those bad things has happened. Yeah, they have, but presumably you're not saying that you feel like that yourself, Annie, or are you? Like, if that is, that's really serious and everyone should take it seriously, but I should just be cautioned about like juggling those balls around.
Sexism, racism, misogyny is not an opinion. It's not freedom of speech. It's against the law.
I guess, yeah.
It's as simple as that.
Like, I guess, yeah. Weird that Alan should lean on The Guardian for the first time ever. Look at his jaw. Look at this man. This man's a cretin and a clown. The Guardian is not Alan's normal sort of take on life, is it? Alan's a bit more of a Daily Mail man. Look at him. Oh, he's really having it tonight. Really having it. Whatever night this was. I'm not keeping up.
What they've done to me, like that young lady said there, is against the law.
No, not what they've done to you, Alan. No one's been misogynistic or sexist toward you. No one's been ageist or bigoted towards you and your race or anything like that. In fact, that's what got you kicked off YouTube. You nutter. You're that person. That's you. Like, how are you getting this so wrong? Then again, you are Alan, the armchair detective, total idiot and stone bonker of former YouTube fame.
Malicious communication.
Malicious communication, that's what you said I was doing. The police had to go and tell you to shut up.
Yeah, I have to take it and take it and take it.
Oh, I'm not doing it.
I'm not
That's not what I'm doing.
I just wanted you to hear from somebody else, what it's like.
From Eni Aluko.
Of course, she's got money.
Of course, she's got money, so that makes it all right. She can take horrific racist and gender misogyny on Twitter and, have her career basically derailed by horrific abuse. She can take it because she's rich. Whereas you, Alan, you don't have money. So for you, it's harder. What the fuck is he on?
Taking legal advice to put a stop to it. I can't do that.
Oh, he can't get the legal advice. He did get the legal advice, both from solicitors and from the Citizens Advice Bureau, and eventually from the police, who told him to shut the fuck up. It's a civil matter if you want to go civil, and you'll lose. So shut up. Fair comment on YouTube. Just shut up, Alan. What deluded nonsense is this is incredible, isn't it? I thought this episode was about Nicola Bulley's defensive bruising. Hey everyone on TikTok, have you seen my absolute garbage I've been churning out? If you're confused about all this rubbish in your newsfeed, why don't you come over to Rumble to see who's the man behind this rubbish? And here he is, a total stone bonker. Wearing a bin bag with Adidas written on it in biro. Dressed up like one of Daft Punk's dads. Oh, what's going on, man?
I have the money.
I've got no money. He's in a tricky situation, of course, because even though he thinks he's smart and he can funnel whatever money he's funneled into whatever places, the legal system will be smarter than him. And so if he loses to Frankie Rusick in court and they do adjudicate that he's going to be owing monies and he says, I just don't have any monies, then the lawyers might say, Your Honour, we want to find out about Alan's monies. And the lawyers and the government might say, OK, we'll find out all about Alan's monies. And then they'll be like, what about when you did this? And what about when you did this? And he thinks it's all like, he's got it all sorted, but he might not, and all of his attempts to hide it might go even worse for him. That might turn into a further criminal problem.
And it is getting me down. It is getting me down.
Well, that's your own fault, you fucking Burke. You were horrible on the internet for years and years until you had to be sued by the victims, the family of a victim of a murder. Horrible murder, family of the victim suing you for defamation. It's your own fault. It's all your own fault. At any point along the way, you could have said sorry or just stopped. Look at him. He's looking down and he's laughing. He doesn't really feel bad. He's looking down and he's laughing. He's hiding the fact that he's laughing about it.
She's taking legal advice to put a stop to it. I can't do that. I don't have the money.
I'll give you some legal advice. That jacket's criminal. That jacket should get you arrested, mate. Gary Glitter's fucking hand-me-downs. He's been to the Gary Glitter jumble sale and bought that jacket. Oh my God. Oh my God.
And it is
Look at that
down.
jacket. Well, it is getting me down. Listen, I guarantee you, after I upload this to YouTube, Alan will never wear that jacket again.
It is getting me down.
Is it getting you down? Because you're laughing about it.
And I don't know what to do about
As if you're
this.
lying. Because just a minute ago you said you weren't depressed.
His brother, I don't know where to fight him. I don't know where to go with it. I don't know.
Oh, but you're representing yourself, you fucking idiot. It's several years down the line. Since it's 5 years since you started this mess, and since the legal proceedings, it's a couple of years, but it's now all coming to a head. And you've had the advice from many people, lots of different. You've had the citizen advice, but they couldn't help you because it's a civil matter. But you've had the opportunity to save up the monies to get a legal team. You've had all the options. Instead, you went to Malta. Instead, you bought that jacket. It's all on you. Don't cry for me, Argentina, now. Don't cry for me, Alan Wanker. The proof is you're such a dickhead. You had the chances, pissed it all up the wall to play your poker, 'cause you're addicted.
Which direction
Minky,
to go? I don't have any
that
money to
box.
fight him anymore.
She loves that
I don't
box.
know.
You can't get in it, it's only small.
What I don't want to do is let him win by default, do I?
You don't want to let him win by default, no. But you don't have any choice, do you? What are you going to do? Turn up in court and argue your case? Your Honour, I'm going to... I call to the... what if... give me just a...
But that will happen. If I can't...
Your Honour, he put his willy in my mouth.
It's a nightmare.
It's just a nightmare. Maybe someone will give you some money.
Imagine somebody suing you for defamation.
Imagine that. Could you imagine that? Hi, welcome to the show. Tonight we're going to be talking about Nicola Bulley on the Armchair Detective Show. I've got some really interesting things to show you, but before that, could you imagine being sued for defamation? It feels like the start of an advert. Are you being sued for defamation? Did you ever get in an accident at work? Did you accidentally defame the family of a murder victim while you're at work in the workplace? If so, you could be entitled to compensation. Minky, don't scratch that. The scratch post is literally, you're stood on it. Minky, you're stood on the scratch post. Minky.
And harassment,
Minky.
when he's the one that's done the definition of harassment. And I still won't say a bad word against him, even today.
Really?
Never contacted him, never threatened him, never called him a name.
Corner demons. Look, the corner demons are out tonight, aren't they, Alan? Are you looking at me or are you looking for the corner demons?
Yet I stand on the brink of being found guilty of all this crap,
Yes, you do! On the brink! Oh, it must be coming soon. Oh, man. We need more info, Alan. You're an idiot. Do you want to go out there? We need more info. Alan, you're an idiot. What we need is, and what we should be having is regular updates on the court thing from you with the date in, headline date, deadline date coming. I'll tell you why he's another idiot. I'll tell you another thing he's a massive idiot for. If there's a date and a deadline coming, he could be building up to it, even with his own supporters. Up to this point, we need the monies. Building up to it, you should have it on the screen all the time. Come on, Alan, let us in on the secret. Just because you're scared and you're a ninnis. Being sued for defamation by Frank Rusick, family of the murder victim Shannon Come on, Alan, don't hold back. Surely this is something the internet needs to see and hear. Oh, to be a fly on the wall during that court case hearing. I don't know if you can be. It's not like America where everything's on the tellis, is it? But like, oh, to be a fly on the wall, or at least to be outside the court when he come out. I can't, because I'm not here to threaten, and I'm not there to go and turn up and. I'm not going to be doing that. But like, as a reporter, for there to be a reporter out there that said, Mr. Vinicum, what was your thoughts on the court case? How did it go? Do you have a statement for the press? How are you going to pay these massive fines? Have you just lost your house?
Because I just don't have the solicitors queued up like he does.
Should have done that. Should have got that. Should do that, Alan. Should have that.
Public funded him to get me.
Yeah, loads of people helped. Loads of people helped. It can run quite expensive. But I'll tell you what, Alan, there's another thing you can't do, right? I'm guessing, is I bet you can't take out a loan and just sort of go and... like, most people in a serious situation like this, even though the solicitors could be expensive, the solicitors will say, well, if we win, then you're not going to have to pay. So, like, there's that. Or you could get a loan or something like that. Like, for me, I think if it was I don't know, I think I'd be in Alan's situation, but if Alan came, or, if I was going Alan in court, I think I'd win, because I could just pay the solicitor and you just can't. Is that what you're saying? Like, jeez. But you didn't want a solicitor. You wanted to be your own private to represent yourself, or whatever it's called, litigant in person. You were eggy and adamant about that. I wish we'd still got the old videos that we could confirm how you felt about that, because you were pretty sure you were going to do it yourself, in fact.
And well done, public. We did a great job.
Fuck you, the public. Who do you think watches your fucking videos? No more people, no new people. 5 minutes into today's show, welcome all the new people from TikTok. Come on, check this out. If you've been watching me on TikTok, I'm that world famous armchair detective. Fuck you, public. Getting me banned. Giving them money to that man to sue me. Fuck you, public. And Sex Mad Val. Oh, look, there's a screenshot. There's a screenshot. There's tonight's thumbnail. Look at that. Someone's having a sulkies, isn't they? Someone's having a sulkies. Alan's in a sulk. Someone's having a sulkies.
I'm guilty of all this crap, because I just don't have the solicitors queued up like he does.
You've had years to solve this problem.
Public funded him to get
The public funded him. Your fucking spanners have given you thousands of pounds. Nancy gives you like 25 to 30 grand a year. I'm sure the police would like to have a good look into who the fuck Nancy is and how she's got 30 grand a year to give to you on the regular to check if it's money laundering. Like, what's going on? You've been to Malta twice. Now you've had all the money. It's not anybody, it's not the public's fault. The public funded the case against you, yeah, but like, you've had money off the public for your own. You set up your own crowdfund for it. It didn't go very well, but you've had that money too. You've had the money for the book. You've had the money for the documentary. Neither of those things were very good and worked out well, did they? You've had thousands of pounds over the years. You've like direct donations. You've also had loads of YouTube money in terms of fucking video views. You've been on TikTok now. You've been selling content on TikTok. You've sold your paintings. You've like, how much money do you need? Will there never be enough money? Well, no, not if you're going to pour it down the poker toilet. No, it won't. It won't.
And well done, public. We did a great job.
Well, fuck you.
There it is.
There it is.
Okay, on to the show.
There it is.
Clear my head a second. I've got a nice cup of tea. How are you all? It's freezing cold here. -2, -3.
Well, set fire to your jacket and warm yourself up, you dickhead.
At least we've still got remnants of our once large army left.
Remnants. The carpet remnant warehouse. To quote Stuart Lee, the carpet remnant warehouse, remnants. Join AD and the remnants. Sounds good, yeah. I'll be sure to check it out. Welcome to the show. 6 minutes in, we're now berating the people that are left in the community. You're the shattered remnants. We still got you skeletal caca, flying in the wind like a tattered flag. Melissa Marvelous, is she still there? Remnants. Enjoy being remnants.
In Patreon and here. I'll go on the Patreon after this to talk to you. But let's stay on with the show.
Actually, I'm not getting the link to that anymore, am I? So like, that's a bit of a shitter, but it is what it is. Like, there's probably more enjoyment to be had in Patreon. There's probably more, fun to be had, but it ain't no big deal. It ain't no big. If anyone does want to supply me with that link to his Patreon, and you are listening, drop it in the old Discord at me, or send it on my email or something. That'd be cool. But if not, no worries. I'm not going to pay the man to watch his bollocks. We've been through enough of that.
Now you're all here. I've been comparing two cases. Nicola Bulley, Natalie Wood. Two cases I've studied for a long time.
Long time. I'm not going to watch any of this shit because he plays his TikToks. Like, he literally plays his TikToks. So I'm not watching any of that.
Of murder. Look, people have fallen in. We got like ice, deep ice, and people are skating. People.
Very good, Alan.
I'm a little bit of. I'm coming to the end of my tether on all this stuff going on in my life. So, I hope you enjoyed tonight's show.
I'm sorry, what?
Nicola Bulley isn't going to die in 10 seconds, guys. I just don't believe it. You're all welcome to your opinions. Well, there you go. CCTV doesn't work. I'm going to go to Patreon now. Speak to my patrons. As you see, I'm a little bit of. I'm coming to the end of my tether on all this stuff going on in my life.
I'm coming to the end of my tether with this stuff going on in my life. I'm a little bit like, he's alluding to the court case again, isn't he? About how it's rapid impending deadline. So for Alan's read, these cards are getting a bit of a mix-up and a bit of a turnaround, and some will come out reversed and some won't in the future. I'm not sure if every card needs to be organised a certain way in the deck, in any way, but should they need to be? Would they need to be? No, they're not. I don't know. There's one that just jumped out. The Chariot just jumped out at us. This is Alan's, mixed up read I'm putting together here. So that's about going forward with things. Maybe about going through with something. Maybe it's about the court case. He does push forward with things, doesn't he? He has pushed forward with things despite being banned off YouTube. He has continued to push forward. I'm just shuffling these, but what I do want to... Oh. I did instinctively think, which way should I turn it over? And I turned it over that way. So I've obviously got the devil, haven't I? La Diable. Yeah, that's the devil. This card's very pretty, but they're very strange cards. This one's got a cat depicted, and it's got whiskers and fangs, but also horns and little, strange wing claws. Naked ladies, and roses growing up all around, and the inverted pentagram at the top. This cat's on a pedestal, inverted. So I know that the devil's about desires and what's the word, addictions. So my guess is that Alan's decided to try and temper his addictions. We know he's admitted to an addiction to painkillers, but whether he has further drug addictions or gambling addictions, or you know what I mean. I personally think he uses a bit of the old sniff powder, and I personally think that he gambles a lot. Well, I'm certain of that because I've got the evidence. So getting it reversed, my guess would be it's sort of saying, leading up to the court case, Alan wants to go into that with a clean mind, clean head. But it might be not just so short term, I don't know. That card just jumped out like that, though, the devil reversed. Well, it could have been the right way up. It was very close to being the right way up. So we'll just give you a quick, I'll just check, see I'm not missing anything, just off a random website that sort of says these things. The realm of the taboo. Culturally rejected wildness. Maybe there are things that Alan likes to enjoy and do that he's decided not to do, while the eyes of, like the other day he thought that Mr. Rumble was watching him, yeah? So maybe he's decided to pull back from doing certain things that are taboo, that are in the realms of taboo. The shadow at the core of his being, maybe he's decided to, you know, step away from that a bit, and maybe he fears the truth of the shadow at the core of his being at this particular moment. It's reversed, so it suggests, here it says, enjoying creating chaos and resistance for no particular positive reason. Your sense of humour could be twisted, your motive may be vengeance, or you're simply being an irritant. Alan's being a dirty, horrible troll in the background. This is saying, the juvenile prankster streak in you must be corralled and challenged before it gets you into further trouble. So Alan's lashing out behind the scenes. I read it slightly wrong compared to what this particular website is telling me. But the devil reversed is about you being a bit of a chuffer. Not a severely bad chuffer, but causing problems for people, antics that might seem fun, careless behaviour that are going to get you in trouble later on. So that's the court case as well, isn't it? Because that's how he got himself in this trouble. That's, you know, that's what, you know, that's all of his speaking out of turn and all of his, you know, thinking he's clever and doing his little lines and his little looks, the corner demons. So one more card, I'd say, for the, you know, Alan's, I would normally call future, but I want near future, you know, future as in what's coming up with this court case. We know how he's got in the trouble, so what's coming up with this court case? Can you give me a card for that? Do you want me to cut them and twist them around? Like, do that. This card I'm holding, it didn't want to drop like the rest, so I'm just going to drop it. Oh, this card also dropped out as well. Or whatever these cards are, dropped out. I've got the 3 of sticks. I'm surprised it wasn't the tower. I've got the 3 of sticks, the 3 of battens, the 3 of wands. Give me a 3 of wands. Inner balance, feeling optimistic about new endeavours. Patient, trusting. A lot of resources are tied up. The card represents energy. People need to take on great adventures and accomplish noble and remunerative deeds. So it's about stirring yourself for a big, you know, what I'm reading from this, because I'm asking it about, specifically about, traditionally in the tarot, the 3 of Wands depicts a man looking out to sea, holding a stick, and it's about stirring yourself for a big journey, preparing yourself for a big voyage, you know, and all the things that entails. Looking to the future and being stoic and, you know, strong in yourself. For Alan, this card particularly, it pictures this big set of, like, this big cityscape beneath these 3 emblematic, almost, well, this one's a weed. I think this one's supposed to be a rose, but and this one I think is rhubarb, if I'm not mistaken, or it might be a form of plant that grows in the woods or something, like a dock leaf or something like that, but it's got a big long root on it, so I think it might be rhubarb. And it's a strange combination of plants to appear as like emblems above the city. So from this particular deck, this particular feel I get from this particular 3 of staffs, is like, again, it's this big journey on the horizon. This one's got the city involved rather than out to sea. I don't know how you'd read these emblematic weeds. Thorns. Rhubarb can be poisonous if you don't cook it right, if you eat the wrong bits. you know, danger ahead, danger warning, but also beautiful flower. This, I think that's actually got like a berry on it. It looks like the rose hip berry that comes from the end of the rose, which can be, again, that can be an irritant, an itch. It can be dangerous if ingested, but you can make rose hip syrup with it. So there could be good fortune in the future, but you have to know what you're doing to navigate it. That's what I'm reading, because that initial Three of Wands, the picture of the man standing out, looking out to sea, you know, navigation of the future, potential storms. The sea's quiet now, and these are fairly innocuous items that won't really hurt you, you know, but if you're going to get involved with them, then you could get stung or poisoned or... So, again, that feels like the court case, but it doesn't feel like a resolution to the court case, does it? It feels like it's a, again, like something. That's how Alan feels now about the court case. So I've got 2 cards offered from the deck, and I'm going to turn one and then t'other in this order. So this is the way. I mean, these cards I feel might be the other order. I don't know which order to do them in, but I'm going to turn one then the other. So I've got the King of Cups inverted. Here he's depicted with a huge bear skin on, like a huge, deep brown, rugged bear skin holding a big cup. But he almost looks like he's in a big sleeping bag. And he's inverted. So let's have a look at the King of Cups inverted. Doo-dee-doo-dee-doo-doo-doo. Because I'm not an expert on this stuff. Usually the King of Cups he's holding a cup of mystery. He doesn't need to communicate. He doesn't need to speak to communicate strength, passion, and commitment. But reversed is bitterly holding a grudge or some hatred, withholding his natural propensity for forgiveness and blessing. So it's quite a benevolent character, but reversed, it's about bitter grudges. His prodigious powers of empathy and compassion are wasted in favour of rehashing the past and feeling sorry for himself. Dispel the storm clouds, admit the hurt, forgive and embrace. Let the sunshine of peace and benevolence back into the picture. Obviously, Alan can't do that last bit. Like, that's got advice for you if you get this card, but that's not what Alan can do. That does show pure Alan. In the moment in the court case, he's going to be furious as they go over the history, and he finds his own bitterness and his lack of ability to forgive and all that. That's going to come out in the court case. Like, he's going to be just as angry today about whatever he was angry about. He's not going to get any less angry. And then this final card, again, I did mix them around and all this. So this one is again inverted. So it is what it is. It's the Ace of Coins inverted, which I feel instinctively is going to be about losing a lot of money. We know about the court case, don't we? You know what it has to offer. Pentacles this could be, couldn't it? But it says it as coins here, I think, in the French one. Ace of Pentacles reversed. You should reconnect with the values you're trying to serve. Perhaps external appearances have to distinguish between true gold and costume jewellery. Search your heart. If your motives aren't clear, your performance won't shine either. The suit named Coins or Pentacles is a symbol for a magic talisman that represented wealth or potential. So the suit represents something supportive that's available to you: health, talent, material, financial resource. Usually the right way up, it's depicted in a garden. Yes, we've got these flowers beneath and this hand from the cloud holding this up. Long, beautiful fingernails on this hand in this particular card. And roses at the top as well, garden at the top. Garden or agricultural backdrop symbolises a seed, a talent planted and carefully it will sprout, reward you with good harvest, seed for your future fulfilment. So it's about reaping what you sow as well. An ace represents the first step to a goal. Some people interpret this ace representing the alchemist's gold, the light within matter, the third eye of the energy. So it's about light, inner light, the seed, growing things to fruition. Like inverted, It's telling me that you should, you've got to check what your values are inside. Like this particular website I'm looking at is being very nice because I think if you get it inverted, what it means is you've got a horrible seed and you've done bad things and you're reaping the bad that you have planted. Like it's not about having talent and value and finding meaning in life and your inner light. It's the opposite of that, isn't it? It's inverted. Like you should be losing financially and like things around him will be dropping away. Talent, material, financial resources, health, all these things could be dropping away from him because they failed to plant the seed and tend it carefully. He's, instead of sprouting a beautiful bounty, the ace here is, because it's about the future, this card, or the future of the court case anyway. So it's kind of saying that you're going to lose and end up paying the monies. That's what I think that's saying, and that you deserve it because you've sown that seed early on, and it's come to fruition now all these years later. It's almost like it's grown and become this bigger thing. All you did was say a little stupid thing on the internet a while ago, but that seed's planted now, and it's going to grow and become this bigger thing. So there's some cards for Alan. Poor Alan. Doesn't sound too good for him, does it? That's just my read on the court case from those cards. I like these little French cards. I need to really tighten up this camera rig to make it super, like, extreme good quality image. Because when the cards are smaller, like you can see my hands, like, the cards are smaller here. It's harder to see these images, isn't it? Funny that came out again. I just holding the whole deck, just shuffling them about. Picked out one card as a randomer to show you. Again, this has come out, but this time it's come out this way up. I'm learning about the six of wands tonight. Learning what that means. It's about leadership, reward, people behind you. I mean, that could mean something to do with his spanners as well, couldn't it? That came out for Luke, though. That's interesting. It came out inverted for Luke. Maybe he, in the past, hasn't had the right people behind him. Quite enjoying this now. Quite like the cards. They're snippy. This card. That's like the Ace of Wands, but I turned it inverted. Pivotal act, fateful step, chain of events, ambition, drive, desire. Reversed, we're talking about resisting change. And it might be quite difficult what happens to Alan. I don't know why that. It was a random card, so I don't know who it's for and what it's about. But it's about resisting change.